And therefore, among the things we must do as a country, and it is one thing that I thought I would share with you, is to grow our savings. We have to intentionally, deliberately grow our savings. Investment, I am told by economists, is a function of savings. If you haven't saved, you cannot invest. It's just as simple as that. And therefore, we must look at savings as a percentage of our GDP. And we must learn from what other countries have done. Today, savings as a percentage of GDP in Kenya is about between 10 and 12%, depending on which formula you use. If we compare ourselves to other countries, let me use, for example, China, it is 55%. Savings as a percentage of GDP in China is 55% of their GDP. It means citizens understand the importance of saving. And saving comes in different ways. With statutory savings, we have savings that come as a result of people pulling together. We have savings that come as a result of SACCOs and cooperatives and other interventions. But we must incentivize savings from a public sector perspective. The public sector must lead in shaping the savings culture of a nation. It is the reason why, for example, if you go to Uganda, they save 10%. Every person who works saves 10% of their salary. And government also contributes to the saving of, the employer, for that matter. Same thing with our brothers and sisters in Tanzania. These are two neighbors. Just to mention to you that these two countries have been doing it for the last 15, 20 years. In Kenya, we haven't quite, we've had a problem. And that is why up to 2023, the statutory savings of employed Kenyans was about 200 shillings. Not about, was actually 200 shillings. Saved at NSSF. So the employee was saving 200 and the employer was contributing 200. So I once had a conversation with Atwoli and I asked him, honestly, what kind of saving are we going to have if you save 200 shillings? No wonder Kenya is listed among, I think it's number 93 among the countries that have the highest old age poverty. After somebody works for 40 years, 50 years, their total saving is 100,000. So you give somebody 100,000 at age 60. By age 63, they are dead. Because 100,000 cannot keep anybody anywhere. That's what it is. And so we made the decision in 2014 that we are going to change our savings culture. And I remember we went to Parliament, we changed the law, but as it would be in Kenya, it was taken to court, and for 9 years, we couldn't move it. So when I came to office, my first assignment was to call the fellows who had taken us to court and to look at them in the eye and ask them, really? You want us to continue saving 200 shillings? Is that what you're saying? Luckily, we managed to settle matters. And I can proudly say we are changing the savings infrastructure of our country. Just for numbers, from independence 60 years ago up to 2023, we had saved at NSSF 320 billion shillings for 60 years. From 2023 to this year, in just 2 years, we're saving 280 billion. And that's why I said we are going to double our savings at NSSF by the end of this year. The money we saved for 60 years, we're going to double it by end of this year. And God willing, by 2027, we will have $1 trillion savings. Just tell me what's going to happen in 15 years and what's going to happen in 20 years. We're going to have a big pool of resources that can help us even enhance the credit available to the private sector. Because the problem we have in our country is that we do not have patient money that can wait for 15 years, for 20 years. And that is why all manner of borrowing is 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and the interest rates are very steep. I want to encourage the private sector to work with us on expanding the savings infrastructure in our country. I want to ask the Chamber of Commerce to think about how do you play a role in making sure that together we facilitate savings so that we can use those savings for investment and we can begin the journey to make credit available to as many people as possible, especially the people who need it most in the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Because of what we have done, it is my expectation, and that is why I have a central bank in our midst. It is my expectation that the interest rates, the T-bill interest rates that are coming down, the interest rate regime that is, we are consolidating our place, and we are reducing on borrowing. We are looking at other ways of facilitating public investment that avoids borrowing. And I will give you examples. Today, we have contracts of close to 300 billion Kenya shillings in our housing program, in our markets, and in our hostel infrastructure. 300 billion. Not a single of those contracts is on borrowed money. There is no housing development we are doing on borrowed money. There is no market we are doing in Kenya on borrowed money. We have a different, funding mechanism. Again, we have gone to the market outside our debt book to develop instruments for developing our road infrastructure. Again, away from burdening our balance sheet with debt. We have We are building Talanta Hela here, one of the big stadiums, again away from debt on the balance sheet of the government of Kenya. We are building Bomas of Kenya, away from debt on the balance sheet of Kenya. We've just concluded discussions with partners to do the road from Mau Summit here from Rironi all the way to Mau Summit and eventually to Malaba. It will not be built on debt. It will be built on investment. We've agreed to extend the railway from Naivasha all the way to the border and into the rest of the East African community. Yesterday we signed an investment instrument with UAE. They will be participating as an investment, not as a debt to the government of Kenya, to extend the railway. So these are alternative instruments for funding public infrastructure without burdening our citizens with debt on our books.